What's good? What's good? I just sold my fridge freezer on Facebook Marketplace, the little big Goal Zero one that I had. The reason I sold it, it was just huge. It took up so much space. And so I'm going to buy a smaller one. I recently remodeled my van a little bit, adding a platform and whatnot. And I want more space. I know I'm going to be in here for probably 6 more months, if not more. And I just wanted to be more comfortable. And I'm going to upgrade my mattress as well. I'm going to get a twin. I'm currently on a narrow twin, and it just doesn't work for me. And so I'm pretty stoked with the progress. And I realized that the video I put out this morning was not the video I intended to put out. I just kind of started talking and it shifted directions entirely. The video that I wanted to put out, this one, the best things about living in your van. And so the title's not the best things about being homeless, because I'm not that level of homeless, thankfully. I just made a video the other day, the worst or the hardest thing to compartmentalize about being homeless. Although I'm technically homeless, I'm very thankful that I have my van, especially when I am parked for the night or I wake up in the morning and I'm greeted with nature sounds. So for example, last night I parked and I got a cool little spot. It's by some water, swampland type thing. I heard frogs. It was just cool to hear a symphony of frogs as I was drifting off to sleep. And so this particular spot, I don't hear birds so much in the morning, but other spots that I have, there's one spot that's really good for hearing birds, particularly in the morning. And I can't explain it, but there is just a certain sense of stillness that I cherish, that I occasionally get to experience when I am sitting or laying and the world around me isn't really moving, so there's not much traffic, there's not much people. It's just the birds and just the sun rising. And it is serene. It is wonderful, just so wonderful. For those brief, it's usually like a 5 to 15 minute sort of experience. It provides almost a dissociative experience, but in a positive way, where for a very brief moment in time, I'm not inside my body, but I am part of the nature and environment around me, if that makes sense. So I disengage from my body and I just become present with the sounds and the sense data coming in. And that sense data is calm. So calm, so still. I used that word already, but I love it. My nervous system, my central nervous system loves it. Nature's freaking awesome. That's why my goal is to buy some land and to just interact with nature, to have some animals, to have some plants, a garden, crops, trees. I want trees. Oh my gosh, fruit trees, to have a little orchard. I want a little orchard in my property or on my property. And so while yes, my recent video complaining about my current struggles, it was negative a bit, I want to also acknowledge there are positives to this life journey that I'm currently on. Life is almost like an adventure at times, and I didn't set out to be I want this crazy adventurous life. I mean, everybody kind of wants some adventure in their lives, but they want it in a controlled fashion, sort of. You want to be able to manage the adventure. You don't want to just be just trying to stay afloat. But then it's not so much an adventure if everything's sterile, and yeah, you might experience a little bit of hardship, but that's not true adventure. That's just life. Adventure, it comes with obstacles and opportunities, blessings and burdens. I think about my story in reference to Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. And I see I love Joseph Campbell. If you're bored, go listen to a Joseph Campbell lecture on like mythology, storytelling, how that has shaped society and culture and history. Oh man, I find a lot of joy and pleasure in listening to people like that. So anyways, one of the parts of the hero's journey is defeat, and then you must go develop new skills, obtain a new tool, a new weapon, something to go back into battle, and then win, but only to do the cycle again. And that's a very abridged version. There's many more steps, but that's the basic thing, is that you need, a call to action, which I definitely feel like I had, to spread awareness to how corrupt our government is and how the stateless society is truly the most philosophically moral, the most moral path forward for humanity. It's the stateless society. But it's a partnered project, because you can't just talk about the stateless society without talking about how corrupt current society is. And so we've got the starting point and the ending point, or the objective, the target point. So I've had my call to action, and I didn't know at the time what different tools I would need, but I can think of a few different cycles I've had even within the last few years. Like one of them, shame on me, I'm not wearing it, but my mouth guard, my oral splint, that was like a new tool that helped me get past a threshold, and it helped me heal to a point where, I don't want to kill myself anymore. There was a point where I was in so much pain that I wanted to kill myself. But then also there are other tools that I definitely know I've developed. Like, I'm way more patient than I used to be. I still have some progress to make, but I really like the progress that I have made. More patient, more compassionate, more present, less judgmental. These sort of psychic tools, I would call them. I definitely feel like I've leveled those up. And so it's not just one big grand journey or adventure. It's a lot of little journeys and little adventures that build to the grand narrative. And my personal grand narrative is not just about me. It's about us. It's about the collective. Because this expression, it's so perfect, but it is no measure of good health to be well adjusted in a profoundly sick society. And that is where we are at. Our society is profoundly sick. If I was rich right now, I would not be happy. I would not be content. I might be a little bit less grumpy and stressed, but no, because me being rich, when the world around me is suffering, it doesn't feel good. It wouldn't feel good. By all means, I would like to have more, but if I had more, I would just use it to raise awareness to the battle that we need to fight. Go watch my last video where I talked about needing to develop a framework for a battle plan. That's something that I would like your help on, you all, because this is a battle, and we do need to have sort of a guiding narrative around how to fight the battle. And we all will fight in different ways and contribute in different ways. But the ways in which you contribute and the ways in which you fight are directly connected to your hero's journeys, your personal development as an individual, as a sovereign being, as a potentially spiritual being having a human experience. And so let me wrap up the video here. Some of the best things, that's where it started, about living in a van are the moments where I'm able to just be present, the moments where I'm able to reflect on past mistakes that I've made, and where I'm able to just introspect and work on myself. I get so much alone time, which is so bittersweet, because I need to work on myself. But also, I miss hugs. I miss hugs so much. That's one of the reasons I love volunteering, is because I get to hug dogs. And occasionally people, like when they do the outreach events, those are touching. Helping homeless and unhoused individuals with veterinary care, being homeless and having that freedom to just go volunteer whenever is also a blessing. And so while life is hard and sometimes I'm a little bitch, there are also a lot of positives. I'm getting emotional. I'm going to end it there. Much love, y'all.